Hey dudes, this episode is being brought to you by Bevel. Bevel is the first and only shaving system for people with coarse hair, curly hair, sensitive skin, blackness. So if you or anybody you know falls under these categories and you want to make sure that your face is ready for summer and it's all slick and sexy, then you need to go to getbevel.com, use promo code TheRead, and get you your first month for the free. So go check it out. They're awesome. I think we're saying hi to them this weekend and things of that nature. Let's move on. This episode is also being brought to you by Squarespace. Squarespace, where you can have a sickening website designed specifically for you, regardless of whether or not you know how to use pages. So the point is, Squarespace is the website that we use for TheRead.com. If you go over to where are we going?
We're going to squarespace.com and entering offer code READ to get 10% off your very first purchase. Whether you need a landing page, a gallery, a professional blog, or an online store, it's all included with your Squarespace website. So again, go to squarespace.com, use offer code READ to get 10% off your first purchase. Let them know we sent you, and let's get the show started.
Finally, it happened to me right in front of my face, and that shit was so sickening. Finally,
wasn't it?
So,
my God, I'm so full, but also exhausted because she took everything I have.
I'm actually devastated.
I just feel different. I do. I feel like something has changed.
I just feel like an orphan. I feel abandoned. I feel like a piece of me is gone.
No, I understand. I wanted to be at the party last night real bad with the dancers and the band and everybody. Like, I felt left out, that I wasn't invited, and I don't know why. It's just like,
that's fine. That's not, I'm not a part of that circle, and I respect that. I don't even know if I could handle something like that, which is fine.
Right. No, I mean, if I was there, I would be in the corner the whole time trying for nobody to notice me. So it's for the best. I would just
drink water, so I would not be under any influence that would force me or try and convince me, rather, to go and speak to someone. I would just stand to the side and bother nobody.
I would drink water so Beyonce wouldn't be like, who is this bitch wasting my money?
Right.
Like, bitch, nobody asked you to partake in my juices.
So, this is the read or whatever. Black Excellence this week is going to go out to the great people over at Marvel Comics. That's how you say that.
Okay.
Like the word Marvel.
Yep,
and
so annoying.
This is specifically about Nighthawk, issue number 1, the new Nighthawk. And it's being written by David Walker, I believe. And the artist's name is Roman. I'm going to say Roman V, because Roman, I know that you listen to the show, apparently, and I respect you enough to not massacre your last name. So I just want to say, first of all, this comic book follows a black superhero vigilante sort of a guy.
Okay.
But the point is, he's black and he beats the shit out of white supremacists, and he wears Yeezys while he's doing it. But the reason that I specifically live for this particular issue of this particular black ass comic is because Roman decided to shout out TheRead in the middle of this comic, which means that TheRead is now part of the Marvel Universe, which means that I am ready to be a part of any Nighthawk film, television, show, Netflix program. I'm also ready to star alongside Lupita, Michael B. Jordan, and Chadwick in the Black Panther film. I'm available for Avengers Infinity War, really anything Marvel that you have, Big Hero 6 too, whatever you want to do, I'm ready to be there. And so I thank you. Essentially, this means that TheRead is almost like a Disney property at this point.
Okay.
So we're just coming for...
we're out here.
That's just what we do as as a people.
So I
big shout out.
I did not understand any of those words, but I'm very flattered to be in a comic book.
You understood all of them.
I understood the magnitude of what this is, like for our show to be mentioned in this. But as far as like what all of this means,
that means that within the realm of people like Storm from X-Men, TheRead exists.
right?
That means that if this show is in this comic book,
Right.
it is possible for Jean Grey to hear this show. For
Let me Google Jean Grey.
it doesn't matter. Anyway,
Is it
it's
G with a
awesome.
G or
It is
Jean or G
Jean,
with a
like the French, like Jean.
like Jean? Oh, okay, Jean Grey.
It's J.
Oh, okay, with a E in the Y.
There's also a rapper by the name of Jean Grey.
Oh, okay. Oh, this lady. All right. So it's a superhero. Oh, she's in the X-Men. Oh, I've seen X-Men. I saw the one with Wolverine. It was really good. A few years ago.
Wolverine is in quite literally every X-Men.
Well, I think he was the star of this one.
All of them.
Oh, well, it was the one where
Pretty
it was
much
two
all of
old
them.
people in a prairie, in a house on a prairie or something. They were in like a real plains type area, looked like Oklahoma or Kansas. And it was two old people in a house. And I think he went by the house or something. Maybe they
I think
died.
you're talking about the second.
It was in the movies. It was in the movie theater. I went with my friends maybe it was a decade
I
ago.
think you're talking about the third one.
Anyway,
Whatever.
I'm excited too. Thank you, Marvel.
Okay, so let's move on into pressing matters.
Okay. I'm assuming by your lack of computer today that we don't have anything to talk about before.
Because what else? I mean, there's not even like, and you know something? I looked through the things last night, and there's like drama or whatever that we could mention, but like, so don't nobody give a fuck about this. Beyonce came to town.
So true.
Now, the reason that I may just dive into whatever bullshit here is because I haven't decided whether or not this should be a spoiler-free episode. Now, I feel like it's only fair that it should be because there are people who still haven't seen the show.
Trash. Last time we just told people, listen, the first 45 minutes are Mrs. Carter's show, and if you don't want to hear about it, you can skip it. But
See, that's also fair.
yeah, how are we
So,
just not gonna talk about Formation? Like what?
okay, so I feel like
But if something happened in the news that you want to cover, please.
literally nothing. Like, there's
Let's
nothing.
do it. The Kardashians.
There's nothing. Oh, I don't know what that is.
something. I don't know. They
Pregnancy.
Lips,
Floyd Mayweather
makeup.
bought a house. I think that Dwayne
How is
Wade.
that news? As much money as that nigga has.
Dwayne Wade and the lead Clover's cheerleader, they posted something on Snapchat, I guess, right after they had
Oh
sex.
yeah, that was gross.
Like, sweetheart, look.
I don't need to be this intimate with y'all.
Why? It's just very uncomfortable and it's very awkward to feel like you're being assaulted by somebody else's business. Like, you know, like unrequested.
Right.
I didn't need to see this. And it's so personal. Like, it.
Yeah. Like the
Now,
two,
so-
y'all kind of like dewy. Y'all got that little after. You look like you just got done fucking. And it was worse because I think he Snapchatted before and after.
Something like that.
So you saw them looking like relatively normal together.
Right.
And then you saw the
sweaty,
clearly we've been getting it in.
Krispy Kreme glaze covered sex
Eyes
must.
all fucked up.
I
People's
don't
face set right.
need to, and it's not even that, like, the thought of those two people having sex is disgusting because they're both attractive. Gabrielle Union is beautiful. Dwayne,
He's there.
he's handsome.
You could do worse.
Much worse. You could do much worse on that team. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to take anything away from them. And it's my team, it's no shade. I'm just being honest. I just feel like that is like, I don't,
Yeah,
that's
that's way
just so
outside my
personal.
business.
I don't need to see that. Now, if somebody was like, how big is it, girl? Then it would have been like, bitch, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But girl,
Business and all this.
no.
I just don't like to think of people having sex, really. That's just,
I don't mind it.
I really don't want to think about two people and one of them isn't me having sex. Like it's just keep that to yourself. Like that
I
doesn't
do it
have
all the
to-
time. But what I'm saying is I just
no.
feel like things
Especially
like that.
straight people. Oh God. See straight people kiss turns my stomach.
We don't have.
Oh God. Oh
Seeing
God.
anybody kiss turns your
Oh,
stomach.
and people with no lips. Oh, that's real bad. That is just disgusting. But anyway. I'm glad they're happily married or whatever. They got past the break babies and all that.
Y'all
So-
won't let them forget it, so I don't really see how they're.
Well, is it that we won't let them forget it, or that they never really stop giving us reasons to think about
I
it?
mean, because the baby's literally not going anywhere.
I mean, that's true too, but
Just
okay.
over there, like, I still need.
Regardless, I mean, I like Gabrielle
Formula.
Union, so I'm not trying to shit on her or nothing.
I don't
but
mind
I
either
don't
one of
need the
them.
ins and outs of anybody's relationship.
Especially because you're like super famous. Like, I feel like
Right.
it's just so.
I'm just not going to do that, but more power to y'all.
It's just awkward. It's really very strange. Anyway.
Is that it?
Chris Brown is still being Chris Brown. Let's see. Bobby Brown apparently told 2020 that he had sex with a ghost. Leslie Jones is on the cover of Elle magazine.
Yes, go Leslie.
So proud of Leslie Jones. Leslie Jones has been making me laugh since like high school.
That is so dope.
And
man.
I'm
that is so dope.
happy that white people finally realize that she's funny too, so that she can actually be out here prospering.
Yes, and on a magazine like Elle, which honestly I would have never thought, ever thought. Elle is like the Alme of magazines, nigga. It's like
Elle's Twitter website situation, they still be posting dumb shit. Like they
Yeah.
still be out here
Yeah, I mean,
calling froze curly clouds or whatever when white people like
Right.
I don't. But anyway, still a great cover. Not taking anything away from that.
yes, go Leslie.
Troy Ave is apparently speaking about his shooting on his upcoming mixtape Free Troy Ave,
Oh, sis.
which is like the worst possible. Like that is like that proves to me that there is nobody over there who's talking to you who cares about your life.
You got the wrong Jewish lawyer.
That is just such a bad idea.
Please don't put out a mix. If you put out a mixtape calling Free Troy Ave, guarantee you're not getting out.
It doesn't even
not
matter
happening.
what you actually say on there. The fact that you are going to talk about it on some music.
Right. The fact that this mixtape is your priority. Why are you putting out a mixtape when you are facing charges?
It's almost like, hey, y'all, so let me use this tragic incident that I was being completely foolish in
to go ahead and get my numbers
to get
up.
y'all to listen to this fucking mixtape. Like,
Right.
that's what it's giving me. Like, you didn't even let the man's body, like, cool down or do anything. You ain't like, he
Right.
has, like, if he's in the ground yet.
It just seems to me your
Just got
priorities
there.
are fucked up,
It just
which doesn't
seems-
surprise me because I saw you on camera shooting like a dumbass at Irving Plaza like them white folks don't have no cameras. I don't know what you were thinking, sir, but all right. Don't do this, Troy Ave.
Amber Rose and Wiz Khalifa are divorced.
What?
Tammy Rivera and Waka Flocka are no longer together.
Damn, after she spent all season fighting his battles on Love and Hip Hop. That's
Oh,
too
rest in
bad.
peace to Kimbo Slice. That
Oh,
hurt my
yeah.
heart.
I assume we were going to talk about Muhammad Ali later, but also rest in peace to the God, the GOATs.
That's just one of those things again that, yes, okay.
I mean, yeah. Because Muhammad Ali is like, he was one of those people growing up that I was just like, I mean, I wasn't into boxing, but you didn't have to be because for black people, it was about way more than just boxing. And the fact that he had all these strong opinions on what was going on and he wasn't afraid to be like, look, I live in this racist ass country and I'm not going overseas to kill nobody on y'all's mark ass behalf. Like, fuck y'all, I'm not doing that.
Nope.
It's racist ass white people right here for me to contend with. I'm not going to kill nobody in y'all's name. So, but anyway, rest in peace, Muhammad Ali.
I know Muhammad Ali was like old, but
Yeah. I mean, it was sad. It was sad. And seeing like the last portraits he took and all that and seeing the messages from his family and all that, I kept thinking about Layla Ali and, you know, how devastating this must be for her. And of course, when a loved one passes away, it's a huge loss for you personally, but it's a loss for all of us. And I'm not going to get started on white people talking about how Ali transcended race when he literally did the exact opposite. Like, he literally made it about race.
Like-
And now that he's gone, y'all trying to act like he was some colorless. Oh, y'all are garbage. But what else is new? Anyway, look at you. You really don't care.
I just didn't.
We can do it in San Francisco this weekend, whatever other stories.
Oh, that is such a good point. Great, thank you. Why even waste all this bullshit Fuck it. Okay, great. So moving right along. At this point in the program, then I guess if you haven't seen Lady Beyonce and her blessed program,
Man.
then I would say skip ahead approximately
Oh no.
20,
Maybe an
30
hour?
minutes. Are we gonna do like letters?
No. I mean, yeah, we're gonna do letters and all that. And it's not gonna be, but probably for the entire like hot topic section, it's just gonna be formation from here on out.
Right. So however long that usually is, because I don't know, I don't care. Then I would just skip to that. Because yeah, I am now holding nothing back. I want to say at approximately 7:45, 8 o'clock p.m. on Tuesday, June 7th, 2016. I was permitted to enter Citi Field Arena Stadium in Flushing, Queens, New York.
Yes. Come on, Arena Stadium.
I think I mentioned about how I didn't have, like, I had an extra ticket and I didn't know who I was going to take.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking about taking a nigga because, you know, usually, like, things like that, like, that's like a nigga experience.
Yeah.
But there were no niggas worthy of, like, inviting to.
Especially the seats you had.
So I was just like, right. Like,
Right.
no.
No, you're not getting on the floor with me and Beyonce, girl.
Because there are no niggas who act right enough.
Just none.
Just not one. And it's unfortunate.
It is.
Because
but they don't earn it.
That's such a great experience.
It is. And I would say they deserve it, but they don't act like they deserve it. So why would you just give it to a
You get
nigga?
nothing.
Right. You don't get it. You don't get floor seats. Maybe if I had some nosebleeds, but you're not getting floor seats.
Not at this concert where Beyonce was literally like, look, this nigga acted up and I told him that he could kiss my ass. So you
Right.
bring your fuck nigga to this concert if you want to. Like, you didn't learn
Right.
anything.
No, you would be a fool if you brought a dumb nigga to this show. Because she doesn't hold back. But yeah, so I was glad to see you with Fran. I don't know if that happened at the last minute or what, but
It certainly did. It happens approximately 4 to 5 hours before I left.
okay, so definitely.
But I don't know why I assumed that Fran was going to be there. Maybe it's because Fran looks like she too was sitting in the trees in that bayou in the end of that goddamn movie. Like,
right.
Fran looks like she would be
Couldn't
there.
you see Fran all over Lemonade, just right next to Chloe and Halle?
Exactly.
The entire aesthetic is Fran.
I just don't even believe that she wasn't in. Like, I can't
Right.
believe that she wasn't personally
I need to
invited.
double check the credits because I feel like creatively she was involved.
Right. She has to be in the thank
It
yous
is
or
all
something.
her. Right.
So I was shocked that A, she wasn't going, and B, she's never been to a Beyonce concert. So it was perfect. So we walked in. When we walked in, Remy was on stage cussing, which was fantastic.
Yes, it was.
I heard that I missed some other rap artists from New York while DJ Khaled was up on stage, but I did not mind.
It wasn't anybody you would have cared about. It was like Fab and
T.I., Busta Rhymes.
T.I., yeah, Busta Rhymes.
Like typical Summer Jam ass niggas.
Yeah,
coming
basically.
out. No disrespect. I mean,
Right.
great artists or whatever, but I didn't come there to see y'all. So, like.
Rappers lining up to do a 3-minute set at Beyonce's concert.
Actually, the only person who I heard came out that I would have wanted to see is Remy. Although I just saw Remy in DC like however many weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, okay, I came at the right time.
You didn't really miss anything.
I went to go pick up my merch that I purchased on the Sidestep app. And that reminds me that I have to tell the story of this jacket when we're through.
Okay.
But we were in like row 8, like right by the little catwalk situation.
Yes.
And that giant ass fucking box is sitting up on this stage all lit up. And now the crazy thing is I turned to Fran at one point and I was like, bitch, how much do you think this shit costs? Like this, like just that part.
Right.
Not the lights surrounding it like a fucking like gladiator, like an Olympus Coliseum or some shit. Like
just the catwalk.
Just the catwalk. Just the screen. Like how much?
Oh,
how
that
many
big ass box
millions,
screen
that
thing.
Huge
Oh
screen.
my god! I heard it takes them 3 days to put her shit together, like from venue to venue, and I can see why. It is so intricate.
Massive.
Beyonce, you outdid yourself, bitch. You did. The production value on this tour is unfucking believable. It's gorgeous. Like everything about it is perfect. So
it's not even like she just says, hey, and I said this to Fran prior because I'm like, okay, you haven't seen this before. I want you to realize that these cameras that you're seeing, like these screens that will show her when she's performing, they will not simply just be a camera that will allow you to see closer up. She's going to give you an entire experience while she will be performing live, and it will show you live footage, but it will be edited in a way that will fully encompass the Beyonce experience that you came here to have with me on this God-blessed evening tonight. So I said, you just wait. This is probably going to separate and open up, and she's going to come through.
Exactly. Literally word for word what happened.
No, that isn't what happened.
It isn't?
I mean, it does open up.
Oh.
But when the lights went out and it lit all up and it started to spin around, that's when I realized that it was actually like a box. I thought that it was just two big screens that were going to open up.
Oh, you didn't realize it was like 3D, like a box.
I didn't realize that it was a box. And I damn sure didn't realize that the shit could spin around 360 goddamn scientific fucking degrees.
Nigga, there's a whole infrastructure in there.
When that shit got to rotating, bitch, I literally clutched my Diana pearls. I did like the Diane for Blackish, and I was just like, oh my God, what is about to happen to me? It's just...
She did that.
I don't... So when they start coming out in those hats, now I feel like the hats should also be for sale, Beyonce. I'm willing to place my debit card information into whatever website to purchase the hat for whatever it is that you are charging for one.
Yes.
I will wear it all summer long and be hot. I don't care. But I just need to have one. I also need the extended version of the Big Frida intro.
Yeah, that was nice. Are you good? So
I need to be at the show in New Orleans.
I wasn't as close as you were. I was in section 123.
You weren't as close as I was on Tuesday.
On Tuesday, right. I wasn't on the floor. I was in like section 123 with Jade. I had 3 tickets, and me and Jade sat together, and then the other ticket was in a way better section, but it was by itself. So Asante took that one because he said he wanted to stand without any judgment, which I understand because he gets emotional, which is fine. I mean, we all do. But so we were in a different section, and you could see, like, the thing about this bitch is that she really considers every single seat. It's just, there's something for everybody. And the sides of this giant box are oftentimes showing a completely different clip than what the front is. And I'm just like, this bitch has truly outdone herself. It does not matter if you spent $66 and you are way at the fucking top of this arena. You are going to see the same show as the rest of us.
Now, you may not be able to see the color of her eyeshadow in person like I did.
I mean, you may not touch her fingertips like I did, but the point is that you saw it.
That's right.
You were there.
You will still be able to get a full Beyonce experience. She has that stage that's right up in the front, and then, like she always does, has the catwalk to the stage that's in the middle.
Yeah.
So there is literally just a piece of Beyonce for every person in every seat. I encourage you to be a part of the movement. This is not a concert that you just gotta be like, well, if I can only get nosebleed seats, then I'm not gonna go. Bitch, you better bring some motherfucking Kleenex, stuff both nostrils, and be in goddamn formation and make your presence goddamn known. It's not a fucking show to miss. It isn't. And you girls be asking me all of the time why I don't spend my money to come and see your other girls. It is because I have seen all of these Beyonce concerts, and it's going to be underwhelming, and I am sorry. Like, she brings it every mark Beyonce hits.
Every time.
Every mark Beyonce hits. All of the dots. Every X, every O. Tic-tac-toe on your motherfucking black American ass, bitch. Beyonce's got it for you, and she's bringing it overseas too. She's got the vocals, unmatched. She's got the choreography. Don't test her. She's got the stage presence. Every dancer is bringing their whole goddamn spinal cord. They are dancing in water. They are dancing in air. They're dancing in fire and earth. They are dancing from each and every part of all of the Avatar's kingdoms, bitch. They are representing on that motherfucking stage. The mamas are over there on the side, and they are giving you vocals. They are singing from all of their chakras. They're singing from the bottom to the goddamn top. The guitar, the drums, everything, the lights, the camera, the fucking action, the smoke, the mirrors, the wind, everything is just there. Beyonce thinks about all of it. She thinks about all of it. All of it. She thinks about all of it. You just can't. Like, okay. Whew. All right.
Amen.
Now, I tried to keep that under control.
No, let it out. Let it
but
out. Let it out.
It just had to happen.
It was just so good.
She thinks about everything. Like,
It really does.
Everything. Down from her silhouette. Bitch, it's like if you can go more than once, I suggest that you do. If you have already spent your money on like a super expensive ticket, then just get another one. Get like
get a cheaper one.
That's what I'm saying. Get a cheaper one.
I wasn't in the pit 2 nights in a row.
You'll be surprised what you might actually catch from a cheaper seat that you wouldn't catch from front row.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? Because, bitch, once again, Beyonce's not like, oh, well, this concert's just for the girls who spent bread and I'm just going to be living for the girls up front. No, girl. Like, if you are paying, when she performs Partition, if you look up on the stadium, like her entire silhouette is like shot up on the whole arena. Like every inch of the stadium is hers. Like, oh my God.
She just took over. You right.
Like,
I mean, and honestly, as far as like overall fun is concerned, I had a way better time on Tuesday with Jade in regular seats with plenty of space to dance and act an ass.
What did I tell you?
Because we just sat there and went off the whole night. Like, did not sit. We just sat there and got our lives to Beyonce the whole fucking time. And it was everything. Like, just being able to see the stage from a distance and everything that she had planned out, the visuals, everything was just... It was the pit was a totally different experience, but like as far as regular concert fun, I would definitely go. If it was just me and like 3 friends and everybody was like, look, girl, I got $70, so let's just get these nosebleeds and go. Bitch, you will have a grand time.
There's
Please
no way
do
that
not
I'm
let that
not
stop
going
you.
to the Beyonce
right.
concert.
If
I don't care where I'm sitting.
If I have a ticket, I'm going to the show. But I'm trying to get y'all to understand that you don't have to spend hundreds and hundreds to have a great time.
If I'm in the nosebleed, my arms might be folded until that bitch comes out. But
oh, no, I'm going to sit there until she gets out.
Until she comes out, I might be just a little perturbed. But you're still going to have fun. Like, she still acknowledges everybody up there. She's like, I see y'all, happy birthday. Right. All of that stuff. Like, you're gonna get your life. That's the point. The pit, like I said, is just like a once in a lifetime experience to get up and close to your fave. But you still have to be at that bitch when the sun comes up, and you have to be on your feet for the entirety of the motherfucking performance.
Do you know how tired I am today?
Not to say that you aren't, because Fran turned to me at one point and was like, so you have to stand up for that whole thing? I was like, girl, you'll be surprised how long you're going to be standing up even if you have a seat.
Yeah.
Like, you really won't notice, like, oh, god damn, my feet actually hurt until the show is over. So,
because there's just so many times that you want to get up and move your ass because Beyonce puts on one hell of a show. Like, there's no opportunity to sit down and just watch. I mean, you could, but there's no reason that you would because Beyonce is up there giving you a show the whole time. So if you are at all a Beyonce fan, you're going to be feeling that and dancing right along with her ass. And it was even better from the pit perspective. Excuse me, as far as that was concerned, because the dancers, I didn't realize how much they interact with the crowd until I got that close. Them bitches are like really part of the show. They doing backgrounds while she's singing, and they are like facial expressions and gesturing and all this shit. Like, they kept on interacting with us in the pit.
You can tell that those girls,
standing for them.
Those
bitches.
girls are like, I
said,
do this
you bitches better walk
day.
Woo!
I could do this every day for the rest of my life.
Listen, whatever cuts Beyonce made, whatever replacements had to be made, I'm so sorry if you bitches are upset. I understand the band had some shakeups. BB's no longer with us. Rest in peace. But you know what? Whatever had to be done just had to be fucking done because I see the vision and where Beyonce took it, and I'm only excited to see where she goes from here. This bitch continues to get better.
I feel like Beyonce, like when I saw the new guitarist, I thought to myself, like, Beyonce, I mean, I don't know, and I truly don't care, but I thought Beyonce might have just been like, you know what, I'm going to give some new girls a chance. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to give...
I don't think it was amicable. I think BB has some shit to say. Like, I remember a couple of times BB talking shit about Beyonce online over the past couple years.
Really?
Yeah. I think it was I don't think it was like no cool fallout or nothing like that. I think it was some shit. So.
Well, okay, bye, girl. But either way, you had your moment.
I
it was
threw
great.
my neck out going out to this new girl. So shout out to you, sis, because you did that.
She was like rock and rolling it. So somebody else has got to do the Matrix underneath that guitar. Somebody else has got to have the guitar
right
for Beyonce to do the Matrix underneath. Everybody's had their moment. You can always forever say that I was on tour with Beyonce. Almost every one of her last
There's
tours.
so much tour footage of you. I mean,
right.
You have it, girl. You have your
worldwide.
Moment, so
you couldn't piss me off.
Yeah.
Beyonce could literally come to my face and be like, "Bitch, well, bye, girl." It was nice knowing you.
I mean, but what she has done for me up to this point has been enough. Like, what else can you even fucking ask for? That's how I felt, and I paid to see that bitch. And I felt like she did me a favor.
Right. Listen, okay, so let me talk about how I cussed Beyonce out. Like,
oh, God.
Because there were moments where she kept saying, like, "Thank you all so much for having me here tonight." And I literally have shouted at the stage. I'm like, "Shut up. Thanks for coming. Girl, bye. You know that we wanted to be here, bitch. We didn't care. We cleared out our checkings and savings. Stop it." Like, I'm literally like.
Hilarious.
Alyssa Milano was sitting next to me like, "Girl, why are you yelling?"
Yes, Alyssa.
Why are you yelling at this woman? So.
Come on, who's the boss?
She literally paid me no mind. I just thought that was super cute, and I wanted to speak to her, but I left her the fuck alone because she came to do what? Enjoy the concert.
I saw so many like celebrities and mildly famous people, and I was like, let me not be that girl.
I left each and every single one of their asses alone.
Janet Mock, I saw you. Hi. I didn't come up to you though.
I saw Tyson Beckford looking like Lisa Ray and all that.
Surrounded with a bunch of beautiful women like he usually is.
Yes.
So you just take whatever you want from that.
He is still beautiful.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was like I don't remember who said this first, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was like an open secret that Tyson Beckford just kind of is down with the fuck around. And, it's dicks and pussies and whatever else is available. Like, let's just all get it in. Like, nothing about LA and celebrities surprises me, but he just gives me, that orgies wouldn't be an automatic no.
Tyson Beckford is very handsome.
He is.
And
even still today.
In the realm of modeling.
So she opened the show with
and
Formation.
And a Beyonce stan.
Oh, right, clearly, because he is at every show. Like, and it's surprising how many of these celebrities really be at like every single Beyonce concert.
Look, I'm just going to tell it. Melissa Harris Perry was right in front of me and she was drunk. Now, look, I spoke to Kia about this.
Yes, Melissa. Yes, Melissa. You better.
And Kia was like, "This makes me so happy because I know that with all of my degrees, I can just let my hair down at any moment and have a drink and have a good time." And I said, if ever there is a moment to say I am going to enjoy a beverage and shake my ass and my micro braids, it's at the Beyonce concert.
Melissa Harris Perry deserved that.
You have 365 days of having these white people look at you and then expect whatever. If you're going to be black as fuck and get your party on, it's at the Formation tour.
Be drunk and have a good time. It is for black women. Like, the whole show just felt, and the audience overwhelmingly made up of women, period. And I felt like that is typical of Beyonce, but it just... she's so clearly at the point in her life where she really fully understands herself as a woman. And I think she understands like the complexities of being a woman and that she goes through shit and it's okay to put that shit in her art. And like, it's just everything about the show. Everything about the show is amazing.
Literally.
When the mamas came on stage, I said, well, this is where my standing begins.
Okay, so Alyssa Milano, I don't know if that was her husband or whoever, like I was sitting right next to. And like the people kept like cheering or like getting super excited randomly. Like when that commercial.
Oh yeah, every time a new commercial comes on, the Ivy Park commercial, niggas is screaming.
Look at these new concert goers. I said to Fran, like, she plays a fucking commercial at every concert and the girls be excited like it's about to start. Right. It's gonna say exclusively on Tidal right after.
Yes. Do not get hyped for no Lemonade promo.
Like when she's ready to come on, you will know.
When she's ready to come on, it won't be to the same shit you've already seen a million times. I promise you that.
So the man next to me got me together at one point because they started cheering again, and I was like, I don't see anything. The light hasn't gone out yet. I don't believe it. She's out on stage, and he turns to me. He was like, the background singers are on stage now.
Oh,
whatever. And I was like, well, you read me. You're right. You got you got me together, hun. And that's literally like when the light cut out.
Yeah.
And it was time. It was
Once
girl
the
time.
mamas come out, and then they know they have fans too. I mean, it's amazing how everybody involved with Beyonce has like.
We know who each and every one of y'all are.
We
right.
live for y'all.
Even the choreographers, Jacquel, Chris Grant, Frank
Look at
Gatson. Oh, I stand. Like, because
I was in the pit last night and some random white girl was like, wait a minute, who is that? Well, Tiffany is gone. I don't know who this other girl is.
Right.
That is not normally the mamas.
Where's Kimmy?
So
oh, there
this
she
is
is.
a-
Okay, we've got it. Okay.
Okay, and Ashley. Okay, yeah,
All right,
Ashley.
we've
All
got-
right. So making sure who is
she news of the tour? She news
Okay,
of the
well I
tour?
don't know her.
Get her name.
Because
Pull her
these
name up.
kids have been to 7-8 Beyonce concerts. They've been in the pit 5 or 6 times. They know
We
everybody
know these
on
girls.
payroll.
They be talking to the motherfuckers who are taking down the lights and shit like,
Yes.
Kevin! Hey, Kevin! It's me again. Like, crew.
Like, but seriously, they do. It's like on first name basis with the crew,
Right.
with her security. Security walks up, everybody's like, "What's up, my nigga?" Like,
the fans.
Well, we meet again. Right? Like
Here we
you
are.
see the same people.
Security be turning like, oh, you at another one?
Yes.
You know it, nigga.
You
So,
know it. Hey, girl.
I mean, it's just a great experience. So, I mean, I don't even feel like I can.
I don't remember the whole set list,
I damn sure don't.
but I know she opened with Formation.
And it was, I feel like the intro,
Man, oh man.
like the first 5 to 10 minutes and the last 5 to 10 minutes were like the highlights for me. Because again, that rotating shit, the entrance, that little shoulder shimmy shit that they were doing into Formation was giving me absolute.
It's so good, man.
I'm not gonna say it, but it was giving me. It was reminiscent to Legends, and I just feel like I lived for it.
I mean, and it was life.
It was just so great. Sorry was great. The lights. I love that she doesn't feel like
Sorry was
that
beautiful.
black girls and blue lights can't get along anymore. She's clearly,
She's found her shade of blue.
she has definitely found her shade of blue and respects it. The blue section is where I cried real tears, as well as Halo.
I almost cried during, the family montage moment, but I kept it together. But almost. That shit almost got me. When
I bawled.
the footage of Jay holding Blue when she was like just born.
Like fresh born.
Oh, that shit hit me in my chest.
And that whole segment is dedicated to her.
Yeah.
And so it's like, look at this celebrity.
And if there is anybody that the Beehive goes up for the way they do Beyonce, it is Blue fucking Ivy. I mean, every time Blue Ivy came on screen, the whole crowd was just like, yes, Blue!
And
like,
Blue was probably in the dressing room on her iPad watching the shit.
Here y'all
like,
go again.
oh, God, yes, I'm sickening. Shut up.
Did you
How
see
long?
her
How much
walking
longer?
up at the CFD?
Yes.
She's so over us. Like, hush, gone, bye, loud.
Yes.
Inside voices.
Shut
Stop this.
up. Just please. just be quiet.
Everybody, that's enough. I get it. Yes, every single time I walk
I
outside.
could be at home watching Netflix Kids, but instead I'm here in these expensive garments because my mother's a fashion icon, and now you're yelling at me. Like, no, we're not doing it tonight. Any other night,
Just
almost.
came to be cute in my dress and my flats. Like,
Yes, I'm beautiful and perfect.
I know, girl. Now what?
Please stop.
Do you have something new for me? Because
What else?
She's so annoyed with us. Like, eventually she's going to realize, like, people are always going to do that to her. I think for now she's still just like, okay, but y'all are loud. So if you could just not, I would appreciate it.
I think she's going to be very Solange. Mm-hmm. Like, I think that she's going to be very Solange and just, like, not give a fuck about that and not be very interested in being like, hey, girls. Because Solange, like, gives you a moment, but Solange is, like, in her own world, creating her own art, doing whatever the fuck she
I'm
wants.
so glad she
being
opened up
mom.
her Snapchat. I'm
And
so
being
glad.
like-
It's just a constant inspiration to me.
Solange is like, yes, we're great.
I mean, I guess, girl, yeah. Yeah, I see that. Jay was like, I wonder what Blue Ivy's going to be when she grows up. I'm like, literally whatever the fuck she wants. Like, I'm almost envious of that child because she's growing up, obviously, with so much money and two incredibly dope and talented parents. But I also feel like she's being raised to kind of explore whatever she has an interest in and literally can develop her life around whatever brings her the most joy. Like,
and her cousin is fluent in French.
and her cousin is fluent in French and y'all are mad about it on Instagram. Like, y'all find the weirdest
Pause.
shit. Solange said, bitch, not today.
So this child is like bilingual, multilingual, whatever, however, I don't know how many languages.
Apparently at some French immersion private school in New Orleans or the New Orleans area.
I mean, we've discussed Jules being a child prodigy for quite some time, but
right.
I just don't understand how that makes you mad.
Right.
Like, I don't understand how.
I mean, do you not remember when B was pregnant and she and Jules were sitting at the piano singing a little song for Blue, like, blue, 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 I'm so in love with you, blue, something like that. It was really cute. But she and Jules were like playing the piano then. I think he was like 6. So I don't know why y'all acting like you surprised to Jules being like amazing and smart and gifted, because
what does that bother
look
you?
at his mama, of course.
Why does it make you mad?
Right. Well, Solange, why does your son speak fluent French? I'm just saying.
Because the white man.
Black people's heritage and all this. Like,
do you know that black people speak French?
Do you know that them niggas are solidly Creole? Like, whole ass Creole.
Like, French is not... okay.
Do you have any idea how many black people in Louisiana speak or spoke French or Creole? Like, sweetie, stop this. Stop it. Have you ever heard of Haiti? Have you ever heard of
I'm just so tired. I'm just so tired. Like, I just get so tired. You don't think about anything. You just start tapping. You just start tapping. You start tapping. You don't proofread. You don't think about anything. You don't get a second fucking opinion. You just type and you hit send and you look dumb.
Right. I really think deep down y'all see shit like that, and way deep down past your own consciousness you think, damn, I wish my son could speak fluent French. Like, damn, I wish I could put my child in a school like that. It must be something like that. It's like a hater buried deep within you that makes you want to type to people about, oh, how dare you put your child in a good school.
Because I literally can't think of any other sensible reason.
It's just
I'm open to be like
you
an
mad because this
explanation.
child is excelling? What is wrong with y'all? He's a little boy. Ugh, but anyway.
What?
Yes, I definitely see Blue Ivy growing up to be like Solange Jr., definitely.
Can't Idris Elba and Boris Kodjoe speak like 17 languages apiece? So, like,
I'm sure
it doesn't bother you.
Yeah, because Boris Kodjoe, I think, grew up in Germany, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But he can speak like a shit ton of languages.
Yeah.
So I just don't understand why.
It's certainly not going to hurt that boy to be fluent in something other than English. Like, that can only be an asset. And have you forgotten whose child he is? It's not like he has to go out and get a job anyway.
And, bitch, do you know that English is also from England? What?
It was just for that girl. I really think that girl was just having a bad day. But Solange and Miss Tina had time for that ass.
You talk about the white man's language in English. You dumb motherfucker.
Oh, man.
Anyway.
So I want to talk about the pit experience because I feel like if I don't get it out, I'm going to forget it.
Please.
I got there. I think gates were supposed to open at 4:30. I got there at like 3:45, and there was already a line. People had been lining up since like 8 a.m.
Absolutely.
Which you can kiss my ass. I don't have that kind of time. But it had been raining off and on. Somebody came out. You know, they check your tickets like 3 or 4 times to make sure that you are in the place you're supposed to be. They give you like a lanyard, and then you have to decide what side of the stage you want to be on, right or left. They separate you into lines. And then once you get ready to walk out into the pit, so it was like 5:15 when we were actually walking out on stage. And the man told us, so listen, I need everybody in a single file line. We're going to walk to the stage. If you run, you will go to the back of the line. There is no running. I'm like, I'm glad you said it. Because, sweetie, when I tell you I was stretching and getting ready to bust past every last one of them bitches.
I'm sure everybody had the same idea. They were like,
I'm so glad you said it.
I stretched before I left the house, honey. Like,
I came in my comfortable shoes,
I
bitch.
have my Ivy Park on. So what's it going to be?
Stunning number of people in Ivy Park at this show. Like,
absolutely. I had
every other person had on Ivy Park.
I was wearing Ivy Park. So.
Everybody. Like, so, but anyway, we walk in the single file line. And at that point, there's nobody in the stadium but employees. So employees of Citi Field, employees of Parkwood.
Beyonce wasn't even there yet.
Right. No, hell no. And so they looking at us like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? And one of the men said, hey, why are you here? Like, did y'all win a contest or something? I said, no, we spent an absurd amount of money to come early and stand all day. Thank you. I'm going to go on with enjoying my
Don't
experience
ask
now.
me
Like, don't
any
ask me
other
shit
questions.
else. Like,
I paid to be
that's
here.
why I'm here. So you end up with like 3 different wristbands so you can get past all the different security
Right.
levels. Because again, Beyonce's not playing. There's security outside the pit. There's security surrounding the floor seats. And there's security at every single section, which I have not seen before. Like when me and Jay were in section 123, there was actually somebody sitting at the bottom of every section, making sure hoes did not move back and forth. Like they were not fucking around with this tour. So, but anyway, got in the pit at like 5:30, got an amazing spot, like just right there at the fucking front corner of the stage, and stood there for 4 hours until Beyonce came out. Oh, so when I tell y'all that I'm too old for this, I really am too old for this. I can't. I'm glad I did it, but I will not be doing it again.
I told you. You have to have it one time in your life.
Right. And so the fact that so many of the people in the pit have done it multiple times, like, oh, y'all are clearly young and you started young. Because I can't. There's no way that I could sign up to do this again, like literally stand and be outside all day for a show. But I did not expect to be recognized in the pit. That I don't know why I didn't.
I don't either.
I mean, I guess I just thought, so many people it just didn't occur to me. But like half the people I was around were like, okay, well, girl, I didn't want to be rude or whatever, but I love the read. So let me get a selfie.
I mean,
So
we're
shout out to
standing
y'all.
here, so.
So this white girl, I think her name is Rachel, walked past me in line and literally said, "That's fucking Crystal." And I was like, okay, so this is the kind of day I'm about to have. Like, but everybody was really sweet. Just talking about different tours and everything. The time went by. It felt faster than what it did. But when she came out, and I realized that she and the dancers were literally right there. And there were scheduled times that Beyonce was going to come around us and like bend down and put her beautiful hand in our midst. It was just, nigga. So at one point, we got a security briefing, of course.
Yes.
From the security guard who was like, so there's Citi Field security and then there's Beyonce security, and that's who I am.
Right.
And so I'll be moving back and forth periodically throughout the show. I'll be tapping you guys on the shoulders to let you know that I'm coming. Nobody likes to be pushed, so I'm not going to push you, but don't make me, like, because I have a job to do. So you bitches are going to part the sea when I need to get through.
And they report to Julius.
Right. And I mean, I said the last thing I want is problems with anybody associated with Beyonce. So whatever everybody was like, okay, so you know what? We're clearly all going to be smushed in here throughout the duration of the show, and we're all going to get the fuck over it. Because that's the whole point of being here.
Might as well get to know each other.
And it was just, I mean, I Snapchatted as much as I could, like especially when she was super close, like right in my fucking face. I got a lot of great shots, but I really wanted to just enjoy the show.
Shout out to Snapchat for sending us those personal
the
filters
formation
that we
tour
got to
filters.
use.
Yes, thank you so much for that, because I definitely abused the fuck out of that filter. But I think the part that I really wasn't expecting is how different the perspective is from the pit than it is from the rest of the show. Because you're really watching the tour from Beyonce's point of view as opposed to the audience's.
Right.
So you looking out and I'm like, holy God, I can see like 30,000 niggas. Like, and just realizing that Beyonce walks out and performs in front of that many people consistently, like night after night, and then a 2-day break and then another show and another show. I'm just like,
Fran and I were talking about that shit on the train on the way over there. And Fran was like, how could you possibly, like, I can imagine performing in front of that many people every single night. And I said, I bet she's like numb to it, because she's done it for so long. Yeah. And she does it like every single night that she probably goes out there and it's like blackened, like she just performs. You know what I'm saying? But I said, I feel like sometimes she like allows herself to like take it all in, because she gets emotional.
She gets really when she starts like looking at people's individual faces, she starts to get emotional. But I think typically when she goes out, she's just like, this is the Borg or whatever. Like, this is just some sea of people. And then when she starts seeing individuals, I think she gets kind of, shooken up. But it was just, I don't know why y'all tried to hate on the pit situation and tell me how much I was gonna hate it and this sucks and this and
Who the fuck told you that?
So many people tweeted me or wrote comments on Instagram like, oh God, the pit's terrible, you're gonna be so miserable, you're gonna wish that you hadn't spent that money, girl.
They probably were running and got sent to the back of the line when they were in the pit.
Right, maybe y'all didn't have a good spot, but I had an excellent time. Beyonce made eye contact with me 3 times. I touched her fingertips. It was all I could have asked for and more.
I'm convinced that Beyonce also made eye contact with me.
I'm sure she did.
I'm going to take it home with me. Like, you can't, she could have been looking at Fran's beautiful hair. She could have recognized Fran. She could have been looking at Charmed in front of me. I really do, but I feel like she was looking.
She could have been looking at Melissa Harris Perry drunk as hell.
But I really feel like she looked at me. And I was, because I was the one who was flailing around. I was the one who was making an absurd amount of noise. Yeah. I was the one who was screaming, work, bitch.
She probably was.
And so I feel like, she just kind of glanced over at me. And she just made this fierce face of, I sure will.
Yeah.
That was when she was doing, when she was going into Bootylicious.
Oh, okay.
When she had on that red fur.
Yeah. Oh, yes. And that red latex.
She was right there on that catwalk, right? Just right there.
I got some amazing shots of Beyonce from the back because obviously she spends most of her time facing the audience. Mm-hmm. But when she was closer to us, like just looking at her at first, I realized just how much clothing she has on. It doesn't look like a lot from a distance, but she's actually wearing like tights and then tights on top of that and all this other shit. Mm-hmm. But then this bitch's body, I was just like, are you a real person? Like, how have you given birth and everything and there's like literally no marks on your body? Like there's no stretch marks, there's no area of discoloration, there's no dimples in the cheeks, like there's no waves in the skin. There's nothing that suggests
where is it?
Beyonce has ever suffered any trauma in her life. And I kind of want that body. Like, if only for the sheer
fact. It's like God photoshops the air around.
Right.
Her.
It's like, how is all of you one color? I want this. Like, you are just... Anyway. It was so overwhelming.
I really feel like there is some sort of new technology in the hair industry that Beyonce is the, like, she has to be like the only person who is able to get their hands on this because she is out here kicking water around and getting that weave wet every single night and just being like, okay, new wig or new whatever. Yeah. And just like, I'm done.
So at first I thought they were all barefoot during the water segment, but it's just Beyonce. The dancers have on something covering like their feet entirely, some kind of net or whatever. Beyonce is out there just leggings and toes. And then them bitches are really doing choreography in the fucking water. Like, they're not just out there splashing around.
Blew my mind. That's why I said that ending part.
Oh my God.
That's why I said the ending part really was another highlight for me because for you to be able to dance as hard, like that was probably as like they were full out at that part because that's freedom and they were doing it.
Freedom is down there, yes.
All that shit. But in water that's holding your feet down as you're supposed to be doing all of this, when those girls were walking back down, like that was the moment where she turned around before she does like the last song or last 2 songs. She's like, give it up to my dancers. And I said, I damn sure will because they did that in that water.
I started screaming. I said, y'all gonna hear me tonight because you bitches went out there and you gave it your motherfucking all.
And they're on the catwalk and they're looking there about going back and you can see them breathing hard. Like, I said, you gave it your all.
I said, yes ma'am. Yes,
absolutely.
Ladies. Yes, ladies, y'all better fucking walk.
Bleed
y'all
it.
did that shit.
Your whole soul. And so
it's like they can't even help but to laugh at us because we are being so, and the whole pit is doing that.
Everybody's like
the whole pit and floor seats. Everybody is standing for the dancers because they just, woo.
And I also have to again recognize, like, one of my favorite things about Beyonce's live performances is her walk. And I have told y'all this for a million times. And I almost feel like I don't know if this is the way that she just naturally has always walked or if it's something that she does when she's on stage, if she came up with it or whatever. But she has absolutely transferred it over to the dancers. They are doing the Beyonce walk as well. Y'all know exactly what walk I am talking about. It's just a confident stride where she is stomping the red and white blood cells out of each and every platform that she's performing on. She's just forever.
It was just so good. It was
the whole entire show. I know I'm forgetting so much, but I just...
Don't Hurt Yourself, which recently crept up into the #1 spot for me on Lemonade. Freedom is number 2.
My favorite song.
It's just so angry and also so disrespectful. There's just such an utter lack of fucks to give about this nigga's feelings that I really identify with. So lately I've been playing that song a lot more, and then she did it live, and I think that's why I have this issue in my neck to where I can't really move it all the way no more, because I went off. That shit is just... Beyonce, honey, I don't know why I'm nervous every time that I'm going to be near you or experience something that you put out. I don't understand why I still feel that way, but I just want to thank you every single time for meeting my expectations and then smashing them into fucking smithereens. And you are the reason that I cannot go to any other shows and judge these girls or look at these girls like I can't even pretend like I hold them to your standard, because nobody else can touch you.
I just can't spend my money on you and then spend my money on other people, because it just will make me sad, because it won't be the same.
I mean, I can spend my money on other people, but I just can't expect them to do the things that you do, because you shut it down.
I can't spend my money. I can't think of like
you're just amazing
pop girls that I would buy a ticket to.
No, I mean, the rest of you girls are like, you know,
vocal girls.
Oh, please.
Plenty.
Well, I mean, yes. I mean, there's plenty of girls who can sing, and there are some who can dance, but there are few who can entertain the way Beyonce can.
There are very few performers, entertainers that are on that type of level. And whether you spend $2,000 or $20 on a Beyonce concert, if you spend any kind of a coin on another one, and you compare the two, it's going to just be like, I just don't know of anybody else who performs live who's going to give you that. I just don't.
And I'm not even sure how many girls are actually trying to sing and dance at the same time, but Beyonce is she's just it. So that's,
well, I do.
Right. There's no real reason to have to, to try to stack anybody else up to what she can do, because they just can't.
Well, I'm going to tell the story of my jacket and then I'll be finished.
Oh, Tinashe came out.
For what?
For part of DJ Khaled's set on Wednesday. You know how he brings out different people at... Don't do this.
She performed?
She did 2 on. Isn't
that
what it's called?
You.
Yeah. I said, all right, Tinashe, because I know she was in the audience on Tuesday. So you went from audience on Tuesday to being on stage on Wednesday, sis. I applaud the come up.
You better get your
management got it right on together.
That's right.
Yeah, I think she was the only woman other than Remy.
She actually sings and dances.
Well, not this night she didn't, but that's all right.
Okay.
Because, listen, people know the song. They were singing along. I assumed she was doing so. I couldn't really see her because Khaled's on the other side of the stage from where I was, but I heard her at least. I said, all right, Tinashe, I'm not mad at that.
Well, that's a cute look.
Kelly saying she would put you in a girl group with Justine Skye, so yes, amen.
That happened.
Yes, that's all.
I want nothing but the best for her.
Yeah, I don't have nothing.
It
was cute. That's all. Good job for you. Gold star for you.
You can only grow from here. I told you girls online prior to me approaching the stadium that I was going to walk away with one of the all black satin. Well, I guess it's technically black and white. Satin formation tour jackets. Mm-hmm. They are $150 US. And I saw my friend DJ Dimples with one when she went to the Miami show. Mm-hmm. And I saw it and I said, that is beautiful. I will have one. Someone on Twitter told me, well, girl, they've been kind of sold out in plenty of places, so good luck. I said, well, the devil can say what he would like. But my God has promised me a jacket. We've talked about it. I spoke to him. I let him know that I desired a jacket. He was like, girl, you don't deserve one, but I'll see what I can do. And so, we made it work. But the point is, I went onto the Sidestep app, which Twitter also introduced me to, where basically you can buy merch and then pick it up when you get there. But the jacket wasn't on there.
Right. Neither one of them.
Neither.
So.
And so when I went to the place, I saw that some of the jackets were up in the little tour trucks or whatever, like the merch trucks, but the Sidestep locations didn't have them. So it's okay, so she must know that this is a hot item.
Right.
And she's like, no, girl, if you want it, you got to work for it, because everybody wants this jacket. Mm-hmm. So I told Fran, I feel like I'm going to leave here disappointed. I'm not going to get my fucking jacket because I can't wait in line. I just, you know what I'm saying? I know that there's a possibility I'm going to wait in the line and then get up to the front and they're going to be like, we don't have any more. And then I'm going to like spaz. I'm going to have a whole Kanye West tantrum and I'm going to fall to the floor and just be ridiculous. So we were walking out. This is when we ran into y'all.
Oh, Tuesday. Right.
And so like I literally walked past the little merch table where everybody looks like a huge crowd in front of it. And I said, you know what, Fran? It can't hurt to ask. And I turned back around and I went over to like the side because I think that they were taking cash on the sides or whatever or something like that. Yeah. But I just went over there to ask. So I asked this black lady, do they have any more of the jackets? She was like, we only have like 2 left. I think there were like 2 different sizes. I don't know what they are. And so the guy checks and he's like, we have a medium and we have a large. I said, what? Can I have the medium? And she was like, you want the medium? Okay, you can have the medium or whatever. And so I was like, am I going to really get this jacket? Now, keep in mind, I'm at the side. There's a crowd in front waiting. Yeah. So technically, I guess I skipped y'all. But again, the jacket's mine. Like it was mine. It was promised to me by my Lord and Savior.
You let go all of that, all the social niceties and all that. I briefly considered that stuff at first. And I was like, bitch, fuck you. Like if it's between this and not like if I have to disrespect you or get my jacket, I'm
gonna have my jacket.
I'm so sorry have to do this.
I mean, you saw the show of a lifetime at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying?
You understand.
There's really no reason to leave her angry.
So,
but I told you girls that I was willing and ready to scrap deli on with each and every one of you bitches over this outerwear. So the guy pulls the jacket down and then he looks inside and he's like, oh, sorry, this isn't a medium. It's actually a small. I quickened. I did a praise dance right in my 2 feet because I said, bitch, that is the size that I wanted in the first place. Don't you ever question my God because what he will do is he will show up if you talk to him. And so I said, ma'am, do I have to pay cash because I don't have cash only on my card with me? And she was like, you're supposed to pay cash over here, but I'm going to take care of you. Don't worry about it or whatever. I said, just look at, like, all of the
She's been watching your videos on YouTube.
All of the steps are ordered, Jesus. Yeah. Thank you. I gave him my motherfucking card. Chase knew not to play with me that evening, bitch. And that motherfucker handed me my goddamn card. And the girl up in the front, this girl up in the front was like, I see that you got your jacket. I'm very jealous of you, but I'm happy for you at the same time. I said, well, girl, I am so very sorry for you. I'm so sorry to hear that, but you be blessed. And I swung that goddamn jacket over my shoulder like James Brown, and I got to taking pictures right in front of everybody's asses. Now, I don't know who got that large, girl. God bless you, but the small is mine. I wish each and every one of you well in your hunt for a jacket in the future if you decide to pursue one. But this one is mine. I am currently wearing it right here in the studio. And I will never, ever get rid of it. Forever and always, this jacket will be mine.
Asante called Jade from y'all being at the merch table, I think. When y'all were at the merch table, he called Jade and was like, let me talk to Crystal, and put me on the phone real quick and was like, listen, they have the denim jacket in a medium, so if you can get up here, I think it's yours. And I ran up the stairs.
Like I literally saw him call you within seconds. Like I gave the girl my card and I turned to Crystal and Crystal was like, I'll take it. Like it was like literally seconds.
Nigga, I sprinted up them stairs and I was like, it felt a little big, but then everybody was like, bitch, it looks great.
Yes.
And so I just paid for it. And I was like, I'm coming back tomorrow anyway. And I had done the same sidestep thing. I had ordered like every t-shirt and like the bag and all that stuff. So I was like, I'm coming back tomorrow anyway, but at least I have the denim fucking jacket.
Absolutely.
I have it. It's gorgeous. It's perfect. And when we were walking back to go home, Fran was like, if you see the satin jacket tomorrow, can you pick me up one in a small, pay you back, blah, blah, blah. But she just couldn't get it on Tuesday. Mm-hmm. So on Wednesday, I was like, I don't know how I'm going to do this because I'm in the pit. And if I move, I'm going to lose my space. Mm-hmm. But shout out to the girl. I think her name is Danielle or something like that. She was right next to me and she listened to the show. She listens to the show. And I was like, can you hold my spot for me real quick? Ran down to the merch section and there was a white girl in front of me who bought the black satin jacket in a small, and I wanted to rip it off her body.
Right.
I was like, bitch, I deserve, I was like, that better not, but then I told myself, Crystal, whatever is meant to be will be.
Absolutely.
Relax, God is in charge. It'll work itself out. And so I actually tried on the medium first, and it was definitely too big. It fits different. I think it fits a little differently than the denim one.
It does.
So they had two smalls, praise God. So I got 2 small jackets and texted friends, just like over the moon. But then I had to like keep up with 3 jackets, plus my whole bag of merch, and then, you know, all the other shit on top of that. But you know, all things work themselves out for Beyonce. I have both of these tour jackets that I will cherish all my life. I probably am going to put them in storage soon, just so that nothing happens to them. Like, I don't want anything to happen to any of my memorabilia from that night, but I'm saving it all. The ticket stub, the lanyard, the towel, bitch, the sunglasses, the backpack, I'm saving all of it. The wristbands, it was an amazing experience. Thank you, Beyonce. Thank you for allowing me to give you all of my money.
Well,
literally all of it, girl. I gave you so much money over these past couple days.
Oh,
it's actually ridiculous.
It really doesn't even make sense.
It's actually disgusting how much money I spent.
Like, and I know that in comparison to a lot of people there, I probably ain't spend shit. So
right, but but you know, it's all worth it. Like, Beyonce,
I regret nothing.
Thank you, sis.
I regret nothing.
Not a goddamn thing. And actually, I'm just plotting on how I can see this show again.
I'm trying to go to the show in New Orleans.
I'm thinking about the one in Jersey just because it's some time away. When is the New Orleans show?
September, I think.
Oh, it is?
That's what I heard.
Oh, what? Okay, well, never mind then.
Yeah, I'm trying to go to that.
Oh, okay. Well, then,
Jersey would be easy, obviously, because it's right there. Hell, I'll go to that one, too. But I'm definitely trying to go to New Orleans.
For the next show, I definitely want to get down by the water. I want to get wet. I want to get kicked on. I want Beyonce to kick water onto me. I want her toe water on me. So
yeah,
I think I'm going to try to get seats down there. But overall, I mean, the Formation tour is perfect.
Flawless.
Like you knew it would be. You need to fucking go. And I think the only thing I was missing was like a tour book or a program or something. I wanted something.
That's a good point. I didn't even see one.
Yeah, I didn't know. There is not one because I checked like 7 different merch tables. So also shout out to City Field for having wine spritzers on deck. Me and Jay got low-key fucked up off of
you weren't the only
carbonated red and white wine.
People are out there twisted. That's probably what my girl was drinking.
Yes.
With that white wine.
Thank you, Beyonce. It was everything, sis.
I had a great time. So at this moment, you know, I'm sure that we went longer than we said we were going to. So if something was spoiled for you, you know, I mean, God is, you know, still a healer. And you should just trust him and get to know him. So we're all just move on
Yes,
then.
Be blessed. We'll be right back. Hey guys, this episode of TheRead is brought to you by Third Love. You may have heard me mention them before. They make an amazing bra. They sent me one and it is so comfortable, y'all. I sleep in that hole. It just feels so good. Everybody knows that comfortable titties are happy titties, and you can keep your girls happy with Third Love. Their 24/7 t-shirt bra, that's the one I just told you about. It is fucking incredible. The cups are made out of memory foam, so they really mold to your shape. That's why it's so comfortable. You can seriously sleep in it. My breasts are giant. They're double D's or triple D's, depending on who makes the bra. And I really need support and comfort. That's what Third Love provides every single time. And they stand behind the product so much that they are willing to let y'all try the bra for free. All you have to do is pay for shipping. You can wear it for 30 days. And I mean, really wear it, girl. Take it out. Obviously, take the tags off. Sleep in it like I do. Wear it constantly. Really get a feel for how great this bra is. If you love it, keep it and they'll charge you for it. If you don't love it, send it back and you won't be charged. It's that easy. If you don't know your size, one of the online fit specialists will help you find your perfect fit. So get your Third Love t-shirt bra today by going to thirdlove.com/read. That's thirdlove.com/READ. It's so comfortable, you might forget to take it off. Let them know we sent you and let's keep going.
Okay, so it's time for listener letters.
It sure is. Send your questions to asktheread@gmail.com. We may just read them aloud on the show. Our first question comes from, let's call her Nia, who says, I have an older friend whose daughter is 12 going on 13. Her daughter is an animal lover and consequently has decided to become a vegetarian. My friend buys the groceries in the house and obviously does all the cooking and refuses to allow her daughter to go without meat because she says it's too hard for her to make 2 different meals every evening. She's a single mother, and I get not wanting to create extra work for herself, but isn't it a little cruel to force this girl to eat meat if she really doesn't want to? She is instead encouraging her daughter to start by only giving up red meat for now and will make turkey burgers instead of regular beef, for example. I don't think that's a decent solution since her daughter still has to eat meat. My question is, am I overreacting? Should I say something to encourage my friend to support her daughter's decision? I know I cannot help her cook or buy groceries, so I'm not sure how productive this conversation would be. What would y'all say to your friend, if anything at all? Thanks, Nia.
I would probably say that I think I would try and encourage my friend to support her daughter's decision to be vegetarian. Although I'm not vegetarian, I will never be vegetarian because I really enjoy meat. I taste the taste of it. That sounded bad.
Well, it is what it is.
I mean, both.
When you love it, you love it.
You love what you love. I'm just saying that I would talk to her about it because I completely understand what you're saying. And, ideally it would be, great if she could make things for her daughter to eat that weren't so complicated or whatever. But at the same time, it is her daughter. And if she is a single mom,
life is that much harder.
Right. She's doing it by herself. So I can't imagine okay, well, I'm going to cook something for me to eat or whatever, or the child to eat or whatever. But then I have to make something specifically for this kid too because she decided that she wants to be a vegetarian. I can see both sides of it.
Right.
So I guess it's complicated.
Well, I went through a stage when I was this age when I was like, oh, I'm going to be a vegetarian. Meat eating is so cruel. This is just so wrong.
Right. That's what I'm saying. She's a kid. So
and then 2 weeks later, 2 days later, there was a pizza and I ate all the sausage first. So I think for me, it would be like, I understand that the kid, feels this way and wants to be vegetarian. But when you don't buy any groceries and you don't have any say in how the household is run, it's very difficult for me to be like, oh, okay, well, yes, you single working mother who has to juggle the world. Also, you should go ahead and spend more money that you probably don't have on, groceries and shit that's maybe harder or more foreign to cook so that your daughter feels better about it. When I told my mom I wanted to be a vegetarian, she was like, cool, because that's extra chicken for the rest of us. I don't think it's going to last, but feel free to not eat any meat in this house. It wasn't, I'm not cooking no meat or I'm cooking a whole separate dinner for you. It was, if you want to have dinner with nothing besides, bitch, be my guest. But The rest of us are having a meal. And in Oklahoma, there's no such thing as a meal without meat. So
that's what I'm saying. If she doesn't want to have meat, I'm just trying to figure out how complicated it would be to make a vegetarian meal for a kid every day because I'm not a vegetarian, so I don't really. When I think of vegetarian,
my uncle is one. I understand the desire to be one, but I just feel like when you are 12, you kind of have to work with what your mama can do. You can't really realistically be like, okay, well, I want to be a vegetarian, so I demand a full vegetarian meal option.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I guess, girl, you're just gonna have to be eating the salad,
right?
And
and I think it's great that her mother's like, okay, well, let's try you on turkey first, since you feel a way about meat. Let's cut out the meat that is not as good for you. I'm sure she still has, questions about her daughter getting the protein and everything else that she needs. So I really don't see nothing wrong with that kind of compromise. The fact that she was even willing to do that, because my mama was not buying no turkey, okay?
My mama bought turkey, but that was because she had her own thing about turkey being leaner or whatever. She used to always do.
My mama wouldn't buy no ground turkey. I've never ate ground turkey a day in my life. She would buy turkey slices for sandwiches, and obviously we would have it at holidays. But otherwise, my mama wasn't making no turkey meatballs, turkey burgers, none of that. We ate deer and regular red ass cows, period. And if you didn't want it, feel free to eat the sides. Nobody's gonna stop you if all you want is mashed potatoes, green beans. Greens, nobody gets it, but hey, you do you. If that's what makes you happy, you go right ahead.
Right. I just don't know if that's too complicated.
Right. I feel like, as from a friend perspective,
because if she wants tofu burgers and all of that stuff, then I totally get it. Because it's first of all, that stuff isn't cheap, and secondly, don't nobody feel like having to make that. Right, to figure out how to make it and do all this. I'm sure maybe you can get some frozen shit that she can make. And if she's 12 years old and that ain't good enough, then she's going to have to get a job. Because if you can't find some like frozen non-meat patties or something, like you can just pop in the oven or whatever and put on between 2 slices of bread for her. I don't know what else, you know what I'm saying? Because I mean,
but then how is that any healthier than any other junk food? Like, is it even really any better if it's the same processed bullshit? Like, I don't even know if that's better for your child from a health perspective than just regular ass food.
She's trying. Because, again, I think my mother would have done the exact same. I definitely grew up in a household of what I cooked is what's for dinner. Mm-hmm. Other than if you do not want to eat this, I will not force you to eat it at a certain age.
At a certain age.
When we were kids, you're going to eat this.
It was like,
food.
Once we got to high school, I think she was like, okay, well, listen, you know how to not die. So you going to eat when you hungry.
I will trust that you will find something to sustain you until your next meal. But this is what I cooked and I'm not doing anything else.
No, she didn't. My mother never took orders. It was never, I want this. And sometimes I hear people talk about their households like, oh, well, one person wanted something, another person wanted something else. And so they just ordered from different restaurants, or the mama cooked like 2 whole different meals. My mother literally would have never.
Yeah, I don't think that has ever happened.
If you don't like what she made, you literally can just not eat.
Maybe it's like, oh, it's my birthday. I really, really love.
Oh
ribs.
Yeah, like for your birthday, yeah, she'll make whatever you want. But just on any given Thursday,
right?
Kiss my mama.
This is what's for dinner.
I'm not cooking no whole ass.
And very nonchalant about it. Like, that's fine. Like, but I'm not cooking anything else. So I don't even know why you're talking to me about this.
Right. If I were you, Nia, I would not push her on this. Because, again, recognize she's a single mother who has plenty of problems.
Right. I wouldn't even come at it from a place of like, oh, well, you should do that. Like, it should maybe be something like, what do you think like could be like the best solution that is like non-meat related? Do you think that maybe she should just eat sides, or you know what else can we do? Because she probably hates this. But again, like you said, she might just go right back to eating cheeseburgers and Chick-fil-A next
in no
week.
time.
Like, so
I mean, I feel like a lot of kids probably go through that phase, and then a whole lot of them bounce right the fuck back out of it.
Because I remember thinking about it as a kid, because I do love animals, but I was just like, they taste so good and they eat each other, so I'm not gonna just stop. Like, I never ever.
My mother was like, but God created us to have dominion over the animals. It's right there in the Bible. So we're going to eat this meat. You don't have to.
I'm confused. If it makes you sad, I get it. You know, lots of them are cute. And whatever you feel. I
don't know any people who switched to vegetarianism as a kid and stuck with it. Only if they were like raised vegetarian from the get-go. Mm-hmm. Do they stick? Everybody else, I mean, how you just can't have delicious ass bacon and burgers and shit all your life and then be like, oh, okay, done. No more ribs, no more brisket.
Like health reasons and things like that. But again, that's usually when you get older.
Right.
So
I mean, really, Oklahoma is such a meat eating state. Barbecue is like the state food. There's no barbecue in vegetables. I mean, I guess people do that, but like I don't believe there's no need for this.
It's like non-dairy chocolate.
Who the fuck wants a skewer of cucumbers and squash and shit when you could have hot links?
There's just certain things that don't need to happen. And barbecue vegetables are one of those things.
Good luck to you. Oh yeah, no, don't let us know how it goes. Just let her let
that lady do the best that she absolutely can. She already doing it.
Single mother. I'm apt to let you do just about whatever the fuck you need to do to get through the day, sis.
Don't surprise if that lady's like, well, you want to cook this shit for her every motherfucking night? Because if you do, go for it.
Right. That's totally your business, none of mine. All right. Our next question comes from, damn, everybody wants to be anonymous. Let's call her Alex. I mean, we didn't used to have this many keep me anonymous requests, and now it's like every last one of them.
Well, people are on here reading their sister-in-laws and cussing out their daddies and stuff, so.
Here's a girl talking about her cousin right now. I'm single with no children, and I'm in my late 20s, which is an anomaly in my family. I have a younger cousin who's married with 3 kids. This has been her condition for 7 years. The fact that you called it a condition.
Wow.
So anyway, I've recently moved back home to Chicago and wanted to reconnect with her and spend more time with her. However, I noticed that she never has money or a babysitter. Side note, for some reason, her husband refuses to watch his kids, and my mom watches them instead and keeps cussing me out about it. At first, the lack of money.
You out of
Right. Probably like venting about how the man doesn't watch the kid, which we'll get to that anyway. At first, the lack of money she had wasn't a big issue. I would pay her way so we could hang out and she could get a break from the kids. But more recently, it's gotten out of hand. When y'all were here for the live show, I told her I was going and she asked if she could come, but said she had no money, and I felt bad, so I said, sure, I'll buy your ticket. And then she got outrageous and said, can we order an Uber? So I asked her, did she have Uber money? Because I actually have a car. So there's no reason for all that. Right. I told her no and footed the bill for the night. And it was whatever. Fast forward to 2 weeks ago, the Formation tour hit Chicago and the Queen was here. When I bought my ticket, I told my cousin and she tried to guilt me into buying hers. I didn't bend because fuck that. I went by myself and had a blast. A few days later, she came to my house and I was showing her the footage on my phone. And do you know this bitch actually tossed my phone on the table and rolled her eyes? After that, I noticed she's been throwing shade left and right, saying things like, I'm glad I don't have to work as much as you. My husband spoils me. Or you could afford to waste money because you're alone, but I'd rather come home to a full house. And are you looking for a man? If you focused on dating as much as you focus on everything else, you'd be married. My question is, how do I address this bitch and her shade? I don't want to cuss her out. She's my family, but I do have to say something because it's getting out of hand.
Well, I would have cussed her out from the moment she threw my phone.
I mean, really, you disrespect my property, we have an issue.
She just threw your phone because you want to go see a concert that you should not miss. And she didn't go because you didn't buy her a ticket. Are you obligated somehow to pay for her to also go see Beyonce? You aren't. You already paid for her to come and see us. To come and see us. So she just want for you to fund her nightlife experience.
Right, all of her fun. That's not gonna work out neither. Like, that's not.
My mama already watched your kids.
Right. So talking about my husband, you say your husband spoils you. Clearly not, girl, because your husband could not even come up of money for tickets to TheRead, much less tickets to Formation. So I wouldn't call you spoiled. Maybe you don't have to pay the rent in your house.
You act spoiled.
Right. You act like you are living in the lap of luxury, but in actuality, you just don't have to pay the rent at your house, which does not a spoiled woman make. I'm so sorry to tell you. Spoiled women get whatever the fuck they want. Spoiled women are kept women. All they have to do is ask or bat them eyelashes, and they get what they want. Spoiled women have a card on their man's account so that asking is not even an issue anymore. They just go out and shop.
Right.
Spoiled you are not, sis. And I don't understand how a husband doesn't watch his own fucking kids. What do you mean he doesn't watch his kids? I don't understand how she never has a babysitter when she's married. Like, are the two of them not taking turns watching the kids that they made together? Like, how does your man just outright not watch his own children?
The thing that confuses me, right, is because the way that this letter was set up, like a lot of this is piecing together for me because I heard the words.
Okay.
But I don't understand how, like, it sounds to me like she sounds like a single mom. Like, she sounds like a
single mom with 4 kids instead of 3 because one of them's overgrown and requires just as much work as the rest of them.
I just don't understand how you're married to the father of your children and you're claiming to be spoiled, but you don't have nobody to watch the kids. You don't have $20 whatever to come to TheRead. You don't have the money to go to fucking Beyonce show.
Right.
And then on top of that, you have an attitude to people other than your man for not spending their money to take you places and watch your kids. That doesn't make any sense.
You mad at everybody but the nigga that you should be mad at, really, if it came down to anybody.
That's how y'all get caught up now and be listening to Lemonade like, oh, I relate. No, girl, it's not even almost the same. No. Because, girl...
When Beyonce said, keep your money, I got my own, she meant it. She meant that. Jay-Z doesn't take care of her.
So I don't understand. I'm just confused. And I would definitely...
And it seems like she's taking the resentment on her life out on you.
That's what it is.
Because she probably feels like she should be happier. Right. Like, it's like she feels like, oh, well, I'm married with 3 kids. You know, this is goals or whatever. Like, she should be happy, but she isn't. And she's taking that resentment out on you because you're single and childless with disposable income and living
time
it
to
up.
go live your motherfucking
And
life
living it up.
and party, and she got to ask for niggas to watch her motherfucking baby just to go out or whatever because her husband, I guess, is at his friend's house playing 2K.
Right?
I don't know.
Can he not watch his? How do you not? I'm sorry. I really don't get that.
Does he work 20 hours a day?
Every man in my family. I'm actually so proud of my
Must be
brother and my
Julius.
cousins because they're all married with children and they all watch their. And that's not even something to brag about. Oh, my family does a good job of raising their children. But like when I hear about niggas who refuse to watch their own kids, I'm like, where did y'all grow up? Who raised you? What do you mean you don't watch? They're not. It's not even an issue of a babysitter because you're not babysitting. They belong to you. You're being you're parenting. You're taking care of your children. This is your job. You made them.
What happens when you become a parent?
Right. You made them or you agreed to raise them, one or the other. So what do you mean?
Do you just not want them? What is it?
Trash.
I'm confused. But again, I would have cursed her motherfucking ass out the moment that she threw my phone down because, girl, you mean to tell me that you're married to a man that you claim spoils you? Now, in order for a nigga to spoil you, I would assume that he works. So if he works, he must have some sort of money. Now, if that is the case and he has enough money to be spoiling you, I don't understand why you asked me to take you nowhere. And then you have the nerve to, on top of that, be upset and throw my cellular device down on the front on the ground while the queen is playing on top of it. You could have got your ass whooped. So I just don't even understand. Like I'm confused. I'm lost.
The next time she said to me, if you focus on dating as much as you do everything else, you'd be married. I'd say, bitch, so I can come home and be miserable like you.
Exactly.
I need to focus on getting married. You don't have a partner. Hello? Are you listening, sis? You don't have a partner. You don't have a built-in support system in your marriage.
You have a marriage license.
You have somebody who is probably paying part or all of your bills. And in return, I'm certain she waits on him hand and fucking foot, just like she does her 3 kids. No thanks, sis. Like, I'm actually super good over here. And it goes back to what we were talking about last week and just being happy by your fucking self. Because when you are so desperate to have a man, you end up in situations like this. Just to say that you have a man. You get to go out and travel and see all the things you want to see and go everywhere you want to go. But I come home to a full house. Yeah, girl, a full house of fucking headache. Congratulations. I'm over here carefree. I'm happy. Like, bitch.
And it's not to say that you can't be in a relationship or be married and be, having tons of fun at home. But girl, you ain't.
Right.
And so I don't know.
Because the people who are don't act like this.
Exactly.
Even if you don't have to have money to be happy either. But if she felt like, maybe her man is paying all the bills and they don't have a whole lot left over for fun or whatever, but at least he is her man and not another fucking burden on her plate.
That's just lazy people. Like, that's them hoes that just be lazy. I'm sorry. Like, y'all girls, like, there are so many women, unfortunately now, that are simply just lazy and not even just women, because niggas like have perfected lazy, and plenty of the gays are out here with niggas taking care of them too. So it's not even just women. Don't get it twisted. But I think that it's unfortunate how many ladies do just feel like, okay, well, I can rest on the fact that I have a vagina and that, I'm beautiful and those types of things, and just have a nigga take care of me so I don't have to do anything. Now, if you want to do that, that's fine. There's not necessarily anything wrong with that type of a lifestyle, but it almost always comes with some bullshit, like a nigga who's not gonna watch his kids because I pay all the bills in this motherfucker house, so I'm gonna go to the pool hall and I'm gonna drink 50 beers because I take care of all you girls anyway. So figure it out. Like it all, like that.
So many men think that that's their responsibility as a man and that they have nothing else to do.
Make sure that the lights are on and I can do whatever the fuck I want to.
But no, you also need to be emotionally and physically present and available.
But they don't even care about that part. No, that's why them girls be like, oh, I'm so spoiled and my life is so perfect, even though this nigga is gonna bring me home chlamydia next week and the week after that it'll be syphilis. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't give a fuck about that part because they feel like they can brag because the bloody bottom of their shoes was not paid for by them. And like, girl, that's fine. But don't try and make me feel bad for being single. Like my life is just the pits because I get to go and do whatever the fuck I want, whenever the fuck I want. I'm having the time of my goddamn life. So if you're having fun too in your life, that's fine. But don't get it twisted and make me feel like, oh, well, I didn't fall for the Stepford wife narrative supportive and didn't fall to the knees of some nigga who's gonna pay my bills, and so my life has just gotta be miserable. Oh no, girl, I'm going to the club this weekend, and I'm not gonna have anybody, I don't have to beg nobody to watch my baby for me and, you know, help me pick out a dress and maybe pay for some goddamn stockings so that I can make it there. I do whatever the fuck I want to. And if and when I decide that I do want a nigga to come and be sickening with me, I'll get there. I'm taking my time. You rushed into this shit and look where you at, begging me for formation tickets.
My cousins are all married with kids, and I went home, and obviously I went home for Memorial Day weekend. Obviously our lives are totally different. You know, they living in Houston and raising families, and I'm in New York City being ridiculous. But they are happy in their lives, and they are in fulfilling marriages, and they are not miserable human beings. So they are happy for me and not trying to find ways to make me feel bad for not being where they are in life, and vice versa. I'm very happy being single and childless and living this ridiculous life in New York City. So I'm not going to go home and be like, oh my God, you poor girls and these children, and you're just chained to this man. And God, you must be so miserable, and all you do all day is chase around after toddlers and
so the baby's just there every day. Oh, that must suck.
I love my life, and I'm happy with myself, and I love my cousins and their kids. So being around them is just, it should be nothing but love and joy being exchanged. But your cousin is miserable, and she's taking that out on you instead of her husband, but that's her fault and not yours.
Because she knows if she goes to her husband and gets to complaining,
he might leave, and then everything that she values will walk out the door along with his ass.
Right into Neiman's.
See, who has the time?
And they're gonna be like, "There's nothing under this account, ma'am."
Neiman's. Do you mean pennies?
I was trying to give them the benefit of the doubt.
Niggas is not shopping at niggas do not have store cards at Neiman's.
That nigga was like, I'm not sending you no motherfucking concert for this bitch to have you thinking that you can tell me whatever the fuck, and you can talk to me about lemonade and say, boy, bye. I'm not funding that bullshit. Go ask your cousin and her mama to go take you. Don't ask me a fucking thing.
Yeah,
Don't
girl.
ask me shit. I'm living my life. You live yours.
All right. Is that it for the questions? We want to wrap it up here.
We can.
Okay. Send yours to asktheread@gmail.com, and we'll be back.
Hey, y'all. This episode is being brought to you by Bevel, the first and only shaving system specifically for people with coarse hair, with sensitive skin, with curly hair, with blackness, with awesome things going on with their face that wants to look shaved and smooth and lined up and sexy. If you go to getbevel.com and use promo code TheRead, you will get your first month of membership free. We're going to see Bevel this weekend. It's an awesome tool. I saw lots of people actually this past week in my mentions talking about them using it. Someone actually like live tweeted their experience, tweeted and came right back. And like 20 minutes and was like, it's sickening. My face feels like a smooth butt. So he did not, I'm paraphrasing. Okay. But it was great.
And ladies, it is not just for the guys. We can also get an amazing shave with Bevel. It keeps you smooth and healthy. You're going to feel very sexy for the summer. Go ahead and get yourself together by going to getbevel.com and using promo code FreeRead at checkout. And that first month of your new Bevel subscription is free. That's GETBEVEL.com. Promo code FreeRead at checkout for a first month. Totally free. Shave smarter and sexier with Bevel and TheRead. And let's keep going.
This episode is also being brought to you by Squarespace, where you can build a sickening website, portfolio, or online store with little to no knowledge of coding. All you got to do is go over to squarespace.com. They've got very easy, intuitive tools to design a website, regardless of what it is that you're trying to show the interwebs, whether it is you selling some t-shirts, some stockings, hair, if you want to show people your Snapchat videos of you just having sex, things that, you know, Dwayne and his girlfriend do, wife, whatever they are. You can go over to squarespace.com right now and get your life.
Yes, you sure can. Squarespace is so easy to use. It's a totally intuitive process. Anybody can build a website using it. I know we don't all know codes and C++ or whatever the hell else you have to know to build a website. That's where Squarespace comes in. It makes it totally simple. No matter what you need to do with your website, Squarespace can help out. And they've got 24/7 customer support. Every member of the customer care team uses Squarespace, so they know already what you're talking about when you hit them up with questions, and they get back to you super quickly. I've never had a problem with contacting customer service. So again, head to squarespace.com today. Start your free trial. Enter offer code READ to get 10% off your first purchase. Let them know that The Read sent you. Squarespace, set your website apart. And now let's finish the show.
Okay, so we're back and we're going to wrap up this week's episode right about here. I'm actually super thrilled with the way that my week has been going. I have nothing to read and I do have shit to do.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and skip the read portion this week just because we're kind of in a rush right now. But I do want to say free Jasmine Richards and fuck Brock Turner. We'll be talking about that later, though. So thanks again to Beyonce for coming to New York City and changing my life the way you did, sis. I will literally never forget it. It was an amazing experience, and I just really appreciate you for continuing to push yourself, for continuing to set the bar, for continuing to be the standard, for continuing to be the best. I just thank you so much. You are a total inspiration to me in my life.
Girl, you already know how I get down when it comes to you, doll. You're everything. You show the girls, you prove to the girls, you are the girls wish. And that's really just all that it boils down to. The beginning, the end, the leader, you know what I'm saying? The entire arena, everything about it, Beyonce. Performer, singer, artist, beauty, dancer, vocal, everything. Hair, finger, foot, kneecap, everything. Everything is flaw-free. Everything about you is absolutely fantastic. Just slay my life and continue to do it. And I would really love a Blu-ray, DVD, 3D, whatever kind of a pack, digital, just something, maybe with like a holographic cover. I'm ready and willing to pre-order my Formation Tour Blu-ray, please.
Even her knees are beautiful. Like being that close to her and watching her walk so many times, I'm like, bitch, how are your knees gorgeous? Who are you? How are you this person? Anyway, thanks so much again to Third Love for sponsoring this week's episode of The Read. Remember, y'all, that 24/7 t-shirt bra is seriously the most comfortable bra I have ever owned. Literally sleep in it. You have 30 days to try a brand new bra yourself. Start your free trial now at thirdlove.com/read. Third Love, so comfortable you will forget to take it off. Also, San Francisco, we are headed your way this weekend. Very, very excited to come back to the West Coast and all your legal treats and
I forgot about that.
All you fun people. I think San Francisco's weather is a little on the colder side, but still excited.
Well, I've got a Formation jacket to keep me plenty warm.
I've got a couple, so I think I'm going to be all right. Tickets available at thereadlive.com. I think there are still some up. Don't forget London. We're headed your way at the end of July. All tickets and venue information, etc., available at thereadlive.com. Anything else, Kid Fury? You have any news?
305 Live. Don't forget, you can go to fury305.com and get tickets to my summer party later this month. I think it's actually Pride weekend, so it's going to be a big old bonanza. It's going to be on a nice rooftop. There's going to be food. There's going to be drinks.
Pride weekend.
Ratchet music. It's just going to be a really good time. So make sure that you're in the place. It's not going to be like an all-day thing, girls. So just be in formation and come out, and it'll be a great time. And all of these niggers are going to be there, so it'll be plenty fun.
Don't forget to follow, subscribe, rate, review, all that on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, also Spotify. Shout out to us for being on Spotify.
Oh, we are?
Yes. And I feel like Chris told us that, but you know how Chris be telling us stuff